Hello and welcome. Today, Kim, Tom, Kevin, and I will be covering the case study of Nespresso from a strategic accountant viewpoint. This case study is non-fictional and it derives its information from actual business practices performed by Nespresso. It has been recorded and published by the Chartered Professional Accountants in Canada in 2018. I'll begin this introduction by outlining the context of this case study. So where does Nespresso compete? Nespresso exists in two separate but related retail channels, both situated under the commercial coffee market, that being coffee machines and portion coffee pods. Their primary focus, however, is the portion coffee segment. This segment is the largest growing segment within the coffee industry, with a compound annual growth rate of 3.92% in the 2021-2026 forecast period. Nespresso sells its products in 64 countries and runs 450 boutiques in 58 countries as of 2015. They are in particularly high demand in Europe, but have a high consumption rate in a range of nations worldwide. Their target market is affluent households, which allows for the ability to charge a premium for added value in products and services. So what is this unique added value? Espresso allows consumers to access quality coffee from home with capsules that create coffee with the aid of machines specifically designed to use said capsules. Nespresso has a strong and well-developed customer-centric business-to-consumer model with their accessible boutiques and strong utilization and digitalization. This said digitalization includes subscription-based coffee capsule plans with periodic direct-to-customer delivery, allowing for Nespresso to weave itself into the customer's lifestyle routine. Now onto the subject matter, that being the strategic elements of Nespresso's success. What resources/capabilities does Nespresso utilize? It is recorded in 2015 that Nespresso has a human resource size of over 12,000 employees worldwide. Its operations in terms of production and creation are centralized in Switzerland, but they are distributed worldwide with the aid of a well-defined distribution chain. It boasts 100,000 recycling plants in over 33 countries with a global recycling rate of 30%, allowing for Nespresso to capitalize on the social and financial benefits of utilizing their recyclable resources. And Nespresso's keen investment and attention on maximizing digitalization and distribution allows for customer relations in the B2C model to be strengthened greatly. And how does Nespresso sustain their unique value in the coffee industry? Well, it outsources the machine manufacturing to companies that focus on manufacturing machines to allow Nespresso to put more research and development resources into creating its unique product, that being the coffee capsules themselves. Nespresso strategically positions itself with stability in a way that meets long-term trends in the market. Those long-term trends being convenience, espresso culture, and digitalization in the distribution system. As mentioned before, Nespresso's capsules can only be used in Nespresso machines, creating a customer lock, which makes substitutes difficult to transition into. And leading on from the customer lock that minimalizes lateral movement across the market, Nespresso's coffee capsules plans make purchasing a commitment to brand loyalty. Now that the case study of Nespresso has been introduced, I will now outline the structure of this case study presentation. Nespresso has three business phases that will outline the evolution of Nespresso as a business in developing its unique market value. The three business models will outline the current operational positioning and value propositions of Nespresso within the market. This presentation will go into the depth over the hurdles and struggles in which Nespresso faced and how said problems were conquered. It will cover how Nespresso approached their pain points and found success, and it will analyze the processes in which this made this necessary. I will also go over the long-term business model of Nespresso, along with its two-channel approach to retail coffee industry. This case study is to be approached from a strategic accountant perspective, utilizing SWOT, being strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the market in which Nespresso operates, and PESTLE analysis, being the political, economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors in which the industry Nespresso operates is affected. I will now pass it on to Kim to talk more about Nespresso's business phases.
Nespresso had 3 business phases before they found the key to a successful business model. Business phase 1 was led by the technology creator of Nespresso, Eric Valve. Eric's idea was for the brand to sell high-quality espresso in a pod that can be made from a simple espresso machine. The machine and coffee pods were to be sold together as a package, aiming to be placed in restaurants and workplace offices. This was a business-to-business transaction. The project was a failure upon its launch in Switzerland and Japan, as Nespresso misjudged the market and there were issues over control quality. The office market deemed the coffee machines and pods to be too pricey, while the restaurants had customers that preferred the conventional way of making espresso. Nespresso's strategy was not well defined and they had unclear objectives. They need a better strategy development, and they could do this by answering the following questions. Where do they compete? What unique quality do they have to offer, and what are the resources and capability? Nespresso can implement the pestle analysis to identify who and where to sell their coffee machines and pods. The 5 strategic factors that can impact the business are the political factors, the economic factors, the social factors, the technological factors, the environmental factors, and the legal factors. Moving on to the second business phase, Nespresso appointed a new CEO, Yannick Lang, a marketing expert. Yannick recommended Nespresso to change their business model from a business to business to a business to consumer. Nespresso began to outsource their coffee machines to reduce the quality control difficulties they were having in phase 1. This allowed Nespresso to focus on producing and selling just coffee pods. However, phase 2 did not go as smoothly, as the pod sales were being made through emails and phone calls, and then there were many delays during the ordering process. In the second business phase, Nespresso improves their business model by switching to a business-to-consumer model. However, the accessibility for customers to receive the pods were limited, and because there was a lack of retail storefront, there was also a lack of brand awareness. Nespresso had no clear competitive strategy. They did not differentiate themselves from competitors or possible competitors. If Nespresso were to do a SWOT analysis from phase 1 to phase 2 when developing their business plan, some issues can be avoided. They can identify the company's internal and external strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Nespresso needs to emphasize their strong points, which is their high-quality coffee, improve their flaws, which can be the manufacturing support of the coffee machine, take advantages of favorable factors, and reduce potential harms. In phase 3 of the business plan, Nespresso employed Jean-Paul Gillard, a consumer product specialist, to lead the company. With great success, Jean-Paul's strategic plan was to have multiple manufacturers for the coffee machine to keep the coffee machine industry at low cost, as they are not competing over Nespresso. Nespresso also introduced a loyalty program called Nespresso Club. Unlike the first 2 phases, Nespresso created 2 separate key success business models, one for their coffee machine and one for the coffee. These business models will further explain in the next few slides.
Hi, and now I will talk about the key success business model of Nespresso. As an early entry in the proportion coffee market, Nespresso adopted the bait and hook framework, which successfully guarantees future stream of income for the company. Essentially, Nespresso provides a basic product such as the coffee machine at a low profit margin for consumers, while complementary elements like the Nespresso coffee pods are more costly for customers. By having their own patented technology for the coffee machine and pods, they can lock customers into exclusively using Nespresso coffee pods. This business model used by Nespresso creates a notion of temporary, guaranteed loyal customers, as customers will see the coffee machine as a valuable investment and they are disincentivized from purchasing substitutes or complementary products from competitors. Struck by the poor product distribution methods in the second phase, one of the new objectives of Nespresso is to optimize distribution methods to household customers. Utilizing the two-channel approach, direct and retail, it allows Nespresso to maximize supply chain value using vendors and retailers to reach customers, as well as operating their own brand store and remove intermediaries for the consumable coffee pods. With its coffee machines, Nespresso continues to outsource manufacturing to different machine making partners. Machines built by these partners are moved to be sold through intermediaries such as appliance store, general retailers, and coffee specialty stores. By using retail, Nespresso is able to gain a broad and open access to potential customers. The small earnings from the sale of coffee machines are shared exclusively within the supply chain. While Nespresso coffees are available to purchase from Nespresso brand stores, the patented coffee pods are exclusively available in the Nespresso-owned distribution channels. Due to the nature of Nespresso business model, majority of its earnings derive from direct and recurring coffee pod sales at a high profit margin. By having direct distribution stream, this allows them to have full control over customers' experience and clearly define the competitive strategy through coffee pods. Nespresso emphasizes on the differentiation competitive strategy and create a unique value for customers. Nespresso targets high-income demographics with its direct store branded as boutiques. So these boutiques aims to create value by providing high quality and premium coffees from around the world that can be seen as luxurious to customers. Also providing high levels of customer services. And to further improve the customer services, the Nespresso Club was created to directly cater to customers' interaction with the company, along with assisting with research and development to sustain the unique value Nespresso brings to the customers. Nespresso greatly utilizes its resources and capabilities with the production of coffee pods, managing the brand image and the distribution networks for customers. The important direct distribution of Nespresso requires supporting activities of infrastructure to develop a value chain for Nespresso coffee pods. To produce coffee pods, Nespresso carries a strict coffee requirement by using only the top 1% of the world's coffee for customer consumption, where sourcing is geographically more difficult. Nespresso also been improving with sustainability practices in order to appeal to a wider range of customers by pledging with coffee suppliers regarding social welfare, raw material sourcing, and waste management, along with the constant innovation into crafting, blending new coffees, and creating new machines to assist with Nespresso, to create more coffee pods and to have better quality for customers. The high cost of marketing for Nespresso is contributed by celebrity endorsement, promotion staging for its boutiques, and branding with extreme consideration for geographical staging locations. By carrying the quality image of high-end branding, it creates the impression of perceived class, exclusivity, and luxurious quality for its customers. Moreover, Nespresso aims to raise more awareness and accessibility to its products through the important use of boutiques for their image and targeted market segment. When directly interacting with customers, it is essential to satisfy the fulfillment and building distribution channels to the customers. Nespresso would be required to understand the costs to invest in additional distribution centers, logistics, technology to improve efficiency in delivery and for providing of coffee pods. Ultimately, Nespresso use of the internal management system will allow them to create comparison between real performance and key performance indicators to assist them with its operational decision making.
In the second business key model, it is said that Nespresso markets a luxury brand image and do an admirable job at that. The argument by the author is that businesses do not claim to be authentic when they are not, and claim to be when they are. Therefore, it is critical for Nespresso to be authentic to fit within its value proposition built on perceived value. They also say that it requires the company to emphasize on consumption experience and ritual, focusing innovation efforts on cutting-edge design for its machines that are easy to use and offering the renowned coffees. The implication on strategic accounting is that the internal information of Nespresso's expertise in delivering value through its authenticity affects the differentiation aspect on the basis of brand technology and innovation. In the third business key model, business to customer, it is said that Nespresso engages directly with their consumers. The argument by the author is that Nespresso defined coffee business when it created its highly successful model. Their business to consumer approach gives consumers an extension of service which succeeds innovative, distinctive coffee experience delivered by companies like Starbucks. This contrasts with the traditional view of how coffee is a commodity business and how producers and distributors would sell through retail or a business to consumer channel instead. I mean business to business. The implication on strategic accounting is that the internal information of Nespresso's knowledge of providing a direct customer experience also affects the differentiation aspect on the basis of service and support, and the focus aspect which prioritizes on immediate product delivery. In conclusion, Nespresso undertook two key shifts in their strategy: the shift of their target market and the splitting of its single system, optimizing the sales channels on each offer to demonstrate that these decisions help the business persist in the face of competitive customer environments, adapt in volatile markets, and innovate to suit customer needs. This relates to the current thinking of the concept of a powerful strategy that leads to a sustainable competitive advantage. Assessing the meaning of the article explains the strategic shift of the company, taking into account the market it competes in, the unique value it brings, and the resources and capabilities it possesses. Thank you for listening. On behalf of the group, I hope you have a nice day.